My name is Alex Abbott, a sales practitioner of 30 years. I'm married to my beautiful wife, Jackie, and have 3 sons, a granddaughter, and 6 miniature Dachshunds, which all keep me busy when I'm not working. I started my career in sales knocking doors as a Kirby vacuum cleaner salesman. After 7 years, I broke into a professional B2B sales environment. That was the year 2000, and since then, I've been committed to being the best I can be in sales. Today, I am a fellow of the ISP, and I provide training and coaching that empowers salespeople to develop a regular flow of business conversations, supporting positive mental health in sales. The reason this topic is important to me is twofold. Firstly, I realised quite early on in my sales career that prospecting was the most important activity that influenced the level of success I could reach as a sales rep. I learned how to forecast opportunity creation into the future based on the level of effort I was putting in today. And I can tell you, when I was busy managing deals or caught up in the whirlwind of work stuff, prospecting could easily be the first activity to fall off the radar. Secondly, I care a great deal about mental health, for mine and those closest to me, including teams I've led. In my career, I've suffered with burnout twice that I know of, and depression quite badly, where my body shut down physically, and no matter what I did, I couldn't control it. So when I see sales leaders forcing their reps to make more cold calls or send more tailored emails, more of the stuff that isn't working, it really bothers me. The businesses we work for try so hard to be buyer-centric, yet they will happily disrupt a buyer with cold calls or incessant emails and push reps to do things they don't believe work, and then pile on more pressure when it doesn't. This is causing a mental health endemic in sales. Now, according to the Sales Health Alliance, 79% of salespeople are highly stressed, 63% are suffering with poor mental health, and 60% of sales leaders, the people there to protect and lead their salespeople, are suffering too, up 50% from the year before. When pipelines are healthy, we're talking to our prospects, building rapport, deepening our relationships, we feel happier as salespeople. Why? Because when trust forms, you can have an authentic conversation about challenges and pains you can solve. And your prospects, who now trust you, is willing to answer the questions you want to ask and open up. These types of conversations are the primary objective for us in sales. In this session, I will share how you do this at scale using social media, so that you can multiply the number of meetings you're doing exponentially. My team and I run 8 to 15 meetings a week each, and our clients regularly see a 30 times increase in meetings generated as a result. Just imagine how much pipeline you could generate from having that many meetings with your target audience. Think about the impact of outdated cold outreach techniques like cold calling and emailing. I want to take you back to the late 1800s, when the horse and carriage was the lifeblood of every major city in the UK and America. There was one huge downside: horse manure, and lots of it. The Times wrote an article in 1894 detailing that if something wasn't done about it, that every street in London would be buried under 9 feet of horse manure within 50 years. No one could think about not using the one thing that created their livelihood. Henry Ford had been working on a solution to this problem. There were already cars on the road, but they were expensive. Henry Ford famously said,
"If I had asked the people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses."
Then, in 1907, Henry created the Model T, an affordable production motor vehicle designed to replace the horse and carriage. The solution to the problem. Now, I'm not saying we should stop using the phone and email as forms of prospecting, But what I am saying is that we need to think about the traditional sales funnel differently. No longer can we treat every prospect as a buyer. We must think about the prospect as a human being, someone you genuinely want to get to know and help. Only then will you build deep and meaningful relationships with your audience. And once they trust you, they will buy from you. Now, there are two steps to this. Step 1, develop your professional brand. Show yourself as the trusted advisor you are, and at the same time that you're genuine, authentic, and worth having a chat with. Activate your network and grow it with a sense of purpose. Create content that makes you stand out, look different, and be remembered for when your prospect is ready to have a commercial conversation with you. Once they feel like they know you through your passive and active behaviors on social media. Step 2, create your opportunity forecast. Once you've created a steady flow of new conversations with your target audience, you get to choose who you want to speak with. It's much easier to optimize your pipeline generation flow when you have more conversations than you have time for. This is when you create your opportunity forecast, a list in Excel or your CRM system of the conversations you're having and projecting 12 months into the future when you believe that conversation will develop into a qualified opportunity. It's this magic view that will tell you exactly how much more effort or not you need to put into prospecting to develop the number of opportunities needed to hit your revenue goal. Now, with step 1, there are 5 building blocks for you to work on. I'm going to walk you through each one of them now so you get a sense of what's required to get you to a point where 10% of your target audience eagerly accept a call with you. The first one is personal brand. It's important to think of this in 2 ways. The first is your passive social presence. So when your target audience see you, they see you as the trusted advisor you are, that you're genuine and worth having a chat with. You want them, when they read your social profiles, to reach the conclusion you want them to, as opposed to the conclusion they might come to otherwise. Next is your active presence, what you write, what you do and say on social media. Again, ensuring that all you do is supporting the personal brand you are creating, being known for the things you want to be famous for, the things that are highly relevant to you and your target audience. Next is network growth. Most of us have developed networks over time based on the company or territory we're working with, and there's no network growth strategy or sense of purpose with our connections. It was just who we ended up connecting to at the time. Your network has value. It is a list of your contacts who know or know of you, and it's important you look after it and work it as effectively as possible. Each social platform organizes one's network slightly differently. LinkedIn is particularly important, as this is typically the most important to us working in the B2B space. LinkedIn will move your contacts closer to the center of your network the more engagement there is between you. And the closer one is to the center of your network, the more likely they are to see you and your content. Growing your network with purpose is vital to increasing your visibility and influence across your target audience. The third is being found. It's important that there's consistency across all of your social platforms so that when your prospect sees you somewhere different, they instantly recognize you. Ensuring consistency of message and the things you want to be famous for are also important. For most, they use each social platform differently, consuming what they need and when they need it. If you're using more than one from a business perspective, think about how you look on each and explore new ways of engaging your audience. Standing out and being remembered on social is an important element of a modern prospecting strategy. Building your influence, creating your view of the world is important when it comes to social media. I find that creating lists help me focus my time when it comes to engaging with the people that matter most to me. Typically, that would be my territory, a target list of primary, secondary, and tertiary contacts I want to build visibility and influence with. Also, primary influencers, experts in your field that you know your target audience is likely to see or engage with. And then secondary or micro influencers, folks that post about topics relevant to you and your target audience, or mutual connections so that when you engage with their content, you increase your chances of being seen by the people you want to build influence and rapport with. Think of this like a real-life networking environment where you walk into a room and you scan the room for who you might want to have a chat with. Perhaps there is no one of interest in this room, so you go to the next, and then the next, until you find the people you're looking for and want to speak with. Walk up to them as you would in real life. Have a listen to the conversation and wait for your moment to drop a smart comment. Make yourself look good. Or perhaps ask an intelligent question as a way of inserting yourself into the conversation. Do this 100 times a week and you will be amazed at the results. And remember, you don't get a six-pack by doing 100 sit-ups. You need to do it every week, every day, and do all of the other things I'm talking about today to support this behavior. Now, onto the thing that people find most difficult, content creation. If you're new to content creation, the best way to get started is by curating other people's content and putting your point of view to it. Then, try writing a short blog about a topic you know really well. It doesn't have to be work-related. All you're doing initially is exercising the creative muscle in your mind. Write about things you love and practice until you feel more confident, and then move on to commercial topics. Though remember to keep it human and authentic. Lose all the jargon and sales language. No one likes that. Now your content is more human and authentic. Now is the time to write about yourself. The more humanized it is, the more visible you will be and engagement you receive. And when you start to help your network get to know you at scale, your influence grows exponentially. And soon, your target audience will be walking towards you and inbound leads will begin to flow, as it's crystal clear who you are and what you do through your content. And when or if you're ready to turn to video, there's nothing more engaging about a video of yourself being the authentic human being that you are. With step 2, the opportunity forecast, this now becomes a very easy thing to create as you're already generating a steady flow of conversations by now. So simply create a spreadsheet with a list of the 4 future quarters so you effectively have a 12-month rolling view into the future, and then plot which quarter into the future you feel a conversation you're already having will become a qualified opportunity. Now, for me, based on my close rate and average order value, I like to target myself to have 12 future opportunities qualify per quarter in each of the 4 future quarters. Here's the important bit. If I don't have 12 per quarter or 48 for the year, then I need to prioritize doing more of the activities in step 1. So no matter how busy I become with deal management or the whirlwind of the daily grind, I know in an instant by looking at this spreadsheet whether I have enough pipeline developing to achieve my commercial objective, not just for this year, but future years. This approach enables a 2 to 3 year predictable revenue growth plan. So it's really quite simple. If you want to have positive mental health by doing things you and your buyer enjoys and create a predictable flow of conversations that convert to pipeline and revenue, then follow these simple steps. In step 1, item number 1, develop your personal brand. Be clear about the things you want to be famous for. Item number 2, activate and grow your network. with purpose. Item number 3, make sure you are being found in the right places. Item number 4, begin to build your influence within your sphere and that of your target audience. Item number 5, start to build your own steady stream of valuable content that makes you look like the trusted advisor you are, and genuine, authentic human being that's worth having a chat with. And in step 2, build your opportunity creation forecast so you can see in an instant when prospecting must be the priority, the leading indicator of your success. Do this and you will earn good money, secure that promotion, and have a much greater sense of purpose controlling your own destiny.